So when we got, downstairs, Pac took off on Snoop. Pac ran up on him, did what he did. Snoop ran this way, Pac running behind him.
Pac right here, a couple other right here. I'm like, what's up, Pac? And they do me like this. Grab me a knife and a fork, put the blanket over my nose right here, my little black glasses on, and ride like this the whole flight. Hoping one of them come with me so I could stab out everybody on the smoke.
All those Skin Diddy parties. All of the support that Snoop has for Honeycomb. You've been moving niggas out the way, Snoop, allegedly.
Check this, man. All that East Coast, West Coast stuff is a bunch of media hype. It's been my dog from day one, you know what I'm saying? It's all good between me and him. That's my people.
So we got some new tea straight from Suge Knight that has fans side-eyeing Snoop Dogg like never before. Suge is now claiming that Snoop ran like a rat when Tupac pulled up. And on top of that, Suge also alleged that Snoop is now secretly trying to bail out Tupac's alleged killer, Keefe D. Apparently, things between Snoop and Pac started to sour when Snoop showed love to Biggie and Diddy during the height of the East Coast, West Coast beef. Suge's been saying that this move from Snoop felt like a betrayal to Pac, and it only got worse from there. But that's not all. Suge also claimed that Snoop lied about his last interaction with Tupac, and he even hinted that Snoop knows way more than people think about Tupac's. And with all these revelations coming to light, fans are starting to question Snoop's role in all this, and they're speculating that he might have been involved in something much darker. But what exactly did Suge reveal about Tupac pulling up on Snoop? And is Snoop really trying to bail out Keefe D to protect himself? Let's break it down.
So I told both of them that. I told Snoop, come get in the car, we gotta go to the airport. Not the airport, but we had a private plane, still an airport. Snoop refused to ride with Pac is crazy.
So Suge Knight is dropping some tea about Tupac and Snoop Dogg's falling out in Pac's final days. And according to Suge, Pac actually tried to fight Snoop after Snoop showed love to Biggie and Diddy. Suge broke down how Tupac got even more heated after Snoop Dogg got shot at while filming the New York video on the East Coast, an attack that was allegedly ordered by Biggie himself.
Snoop is, saying that's Pac on the bush. He'll do a song with Biggie, he'll do a song with Puffy, he'll do all these songs. So Pac was so mad because Pac loved those dudes. He always would ride for them. And he brought it up. He said, man, I just came to fuck with you. But I put everybody on death row. I put everybody on my album. And made sure they was on my album. And Snoop was doing a video in New York called New York, New York. And one of the bad boy dudes was on the radio station talking about they distanced, let's get them. So they went over there and they trailer got they called the studio. Me and Pac was in the studio. We got them on speaker. And they saying they trailer got. We sent some homies out there who was already out there to make sure they was good. When we hung the phone, Pac started asking everybody in the room, it's engineers, it's producers, it's, runners. And Pac went around the room, where you from? Somebody said, okay, I'm from England, are you good? Where you from? And each person that said they was from the East Coast, Pac fired it. He fired on them. They just tried to kill the homies. Smack! He go to the next person. Where you from? They were from the East Coast. He fired them. They just tried to kill them. So Pac brought that up. He said when they tried to, when Biggie and them tried to they trailer up, he was like, man, you see me everybody up from the East Coast in the studio. He said, I get on the front line for them. For this fool to go up there and get on the radio and say, me, and he riding with them, it's on. So I'm thinking like.
And according to Suge, he was constantly checking in on both Pac and Snoop, watching how the tension between them kept building.
Before I completely turned in, I had a rule. I always had to call my mother, and my mother know I made it. And I would hit Pac and I would hit Snoop. You good? Yep. You good? Yep. That's it. That means everybody's straight. Now either I'm going to sleep or I'm having fun, right?
But it didn't stop there. Suge even claimed that at one point, things got so bad that Tupac and Snoop were this close to throwing hands. Suge said he tried to get them to squash the beef at Death Row Studios back in California, but Snoop wasn't having it. In fact, Suge revealed that Snoop straight up refused to ride in the same car as Pac, and even took a different private flight back home. And while Snoop has told stories about being on the same flight as Pac and carrying a fork and knife for protection, Suge shut that down and claimed it never happened.
So when we got downstairs, Pac took off on Snoop. Pac ran up on him, did what he did. Snoop ran this way, Pac running behind him. I stopped it. We ain't finna be doing all this in New York, making us all look like we some idiots. I said, we'll have this conversation when we get to the house. We used to call the studio the Red Room. So whatever problem it is, we go in the studio and anybody fight, they fight. Once people walk out that door, it's over. So I told both of them that. I told Snoop, come get in the car, we gotta go to the airport. Not the airport, but we had a private plane, still an airport. Snoop refused to ride with Pac. Pac is crazy. Snoop rode in the van with the luggage, because we had a van to carry all the luggage, and everybody else was in limos. When we got to the private plane, I tell Pac, save the place for all this. Let's just get to the house and y'all have that conversation later. But Snoop never got on the plane and grabbed no fork or no knife and came by Pac and banged on him and all that type of stuff. Never happened. Pac called every person now pretty much on death row. Not none of the homies, and definitely not me, for his artists. And they all know they turned it down. And Pac fired on a couple of them. And they know they turned it down. But even though Snoop on this journey full of lies, I'm not here to drag him in the mud. Seems like he already in the mud. But Snoop wasn't trying to run it for Pac at all. And he definitely didn't gangbang on him at all.
Now, back in 2010, Snoop told a completely different story during his interview with Angie Martinez, and he claimed that he traveled on the same plane with Tupac but kept a knife and fork under his blanket the whole time. And according to Snoop, that was the last time he saw Tupac alive.
Turned out he just was wilding out that night, acting a damn fool. He wanted to trip on me, but he couldn't. But his aggression was towards me. So because I said, I'm cool with Puffy and Biggie doing the interview with you. Tupac took it as if I wasn't down with him no more, as if I was side busted, as if I was scared. Death Row looked at me as like a traitor. The next day, actually I had to fly back home from New York. And normally on a private plane, it'd be Pac, his security, me, my security, Suge, and a couple of his homies. This time I go to the airport, my security walking with me. Suge like, hold up, they can't roll. They gotta catch a regular flight. So now I'm like,
that's not a good sign.
Okay. First of all, Pac ain't said to me though, from that moment on.
But everybody else has security.
Yeah. I seen it happen. I know how to get down.
I was just gonna say,
I know
what my mind was wondering.
I know how to get down.
Yeah.
I'm not a stranger to danger. I know what it is. So now I get on the plane. So now I'm looking around. Pac right here, a couple other right here. I'm like, what's up, Pac? And they do me like this. So I walk to the back of the plane, give me a blanket, grab me a knife and a fork, put the blanket over my nose right here, my little black glasses on, and ride like this the whole flight, hoping one of them come with me so I could stab out everybody on the smoke. This is a 5.5-hour flight. Don't nobody say one word to me. Not one word. Just having conversations and doing all kinds of things, saying nothing to me. Now we land. My Rolls Royce, Tupac Rolls Royce, Suge Rolls Royce. We step off the plane. I'm like, Pop, you going to Vegas to the fight? I said, that's the last time I seen my live.
And it looks like Snoop is still standing firm on his story because he just clapped back at Suge Knight's latest claims that Snoop tried to bail out Tupac's alleged killer. After the Art of Dialogue posted a clip of Suge talking about Snoop allegedly being involved in the murder plot against Tupac, Snoop commented saying, "This ninja won't stop talking about me. Mad cause I own Death Row. I realize your lies." By the way, Snoop and Suge's feud has been going on for decades, and just when you think it's over, something new reignites it. Their issues date all the way back to the 90s when Snoop was still signed to Death Row Records. Things got so bad that Snoop eventually left and linked up with No Limit to reinvent himself. Now, for a minute, it actually seemed like they had squashed their beef. And in a 2018 interview with Arian Foster, Snoop claimed he had a heart-to-heart conversation with Suge. And according to Snoop, it was all love and Suge wasn't mad at him, just disappointed that he couldn't control him.
We made a lot of money, but Suge Knight controlled it all. Everything was in his name. He distributed the money, he passed it out, he gave you what he felt you should have. We got a lot of money, but it may not have been what we supposed to have. On No Limit Records, Master P taught ownership. These cars are in your name. This house is in your name. This account is in your name. You're gonna go get you some business. You're gonna go open up something. You're gonna establish yourself as a businessman. That I wasn't taught on Death Row Records. All my cars was in Suge Knight name.
Wow.
Get pulled over, police. Yeah, Mr. Knight. Who? I'm not Mr. Knight.
Wow.
All my cars?
And that's how you found out?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, you still got a good relationship with him today?
Me and Suge cool as a cool with Suge, I'm cool with Master P, Dr. Dre, I'm cool with everybody.
Yeah, I mean, how can you not be cool with Snoop?
But I had to go get that cool with him. I had to go sit down with Suge. She said, "Hi, Suge." I'm like, ugh. Turn around, and my security, he big old, like 6'9", 340. He immediately on him. Boom. And Suge like, "Doggy dog. Man, tell this I ain't tripping, man. Tell this kick back." Cause it's like my dog is on him now. You got your like, calm down. Sit. 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 I said, "All right, check it out. You know where I'm at." He said, "Come holler at you." I said, "Let me finish with this real quick."
What was the temperature at that point between the relationship?
Hot,
right,
nigga.
okay. Yeah.
Hot. Like I had that wanted right. They seen him before I did.
Right.
I had to tell them,
Talking about.
let me holler.
Right.
So this is what I do. I say, when I finish with this little woo-wop I'm with, I'm gonna have my folks come down there and tell you what room I'm in. And then when you come up to my room, there ain't gonna be nobody in there. Just me and you. About 45 minutes, I said, "Now, go get cuz and tell him to come up." I said, "Matter of fact, don't even come up with him. I want him to feel comfortable. Just tell him where, matter of fact, give him the room key. Come on in." Nobody in there, just me and Superfly. Superfly sitting right next to me. But Superfly ain't no threat. He just produced a nigga that's just want to hear exactly what's happening. So we chopping it up. And the whole conversation is, I loved you. I could have saved you. I had nothing but love for you. And his conversation was, I love you. I ain't got nothing but love for you. Well, why did you try to get me popped when you loved me? You know what? I forgive you. I ain't gonna do nothing to you. It's I that want your head right now. I ain't gonna do nothing to you. You can go and walk up out there and we're gonna be cool from this day forward. And we've been straight.
But whatever peace they had didn't last for long. Ever since Suge got locked up for voluntary manslaughter in 2018, he's been throwing shots at Snoop every chance he gets, calling him a fake Crip and even accusing him of being in some kind of secret industry society with Dr. Dre and Diddy.
Once they start painting their fingernails and wearing women's clothes, they got you. I remember when They was giving Puffy Award, the ASCAP Awards. Andre went up there and got him a expensive watch. He gave it to him in front of everybody. Basically confessing man. Another man confessing his love to another man.
Dre is not playing in that gym if you can't see.
Then Puffy and Snoop became besties. Every time you see one, you see another one. Next thing you know, start painting their fingernails. Didn't make sense. Game bought Puffy a Lamborghini. Well, Puffy got more money than Game. Why you buy this man a Lamborghini?
I feel like an old Diddy song, so I bought him a Ferrari, man.
That's what's up, man.
It was just a Tuesday.
This is shoot videos.
You know, your homies didn't got a Lamborghini. They probably never voted a Lamborghini. But once again, that's secret society.
And then more recently, Suge took it a step further and claimed that Snoop has been secretly trying to bail out Keefe D, who was arrested in September 2023 in connection with Tupac's murder.
Snoop and other people been having people trying to bail the guy out, Keefe D, because he talking too much. Raising them trying to do stuff for Puffy because they say he talking too much. They even had somebody talk to me and say, hey, you can help him get free. I said, look, I don't have nothing to do with none of that, and I'm not leaving prison to go to Nobody County Jail. To the point they were saying, well, you can't leave and sacrifice a little bit in the county jail to stop that black man from getting life. Hell, I ain't wishing bad on him at all, because I don't want to see nobody go to prison. And like I told you last time, since I find out more details about certain things, I probably would go to the Vegas County Jail if me and Keefe D was cellies. We have a good conversation after I give him, six upside his head, another 6 in his body, and another 2. But yeah, that's definitely didn't happen with Snoop didn't go to the hospital. That's a lie.
I want to make sure I'm hearing you correctly. You said that Snoop, he trying to bail Keefe D out of prison?
Well, this is the thing. First of all, you got to understand, him, Puffy, Ray J, all those dudes, they got Puffy ties. And apparently, Keefe D telling it all.
But is there any truth to Snoop having somehow been involved in the plot on Tupac's life? Well, to start off, there's been a lot of talk over the years that Snoop was low-key jealous of Tupac's takeover at Death Row. Back in the day, Snoop was that guy, the face of the label after Doggy Style dropped in '93. But when Tupac came through with his larger-than-life energy, street credibility, and storytelling, he instantly became Death Row's biggest star. Suddenly, all eyes were on Pac, and Snoop started fading into the background. Now here's where things get real suspect. Some people believe Snoop knew about the hit on Tupac and didn't say a word. He was plugged in with major industry and street figures, so it's hard to believe he didn't hear anything. But instead of standing by Pac's side, he fell back and distanced himself right before Pac's death. And according to Warren G, Snoop was this close to being in Vegas the night Pac got hit. Warren and Snoop originally planned to pull up on the Mike Tyson versus Bruce Seldon fight on September 7th, 1996, the same night Pac was shot. But at the last minute, Warren convinced him to stay in LA instead. Later that night, while they were chilling, Snoop got a message on his Nextel walkie-talkie that Pac had been shot.
He came with me for the fight instead of going to Vegas.
So he never went to Vegas?
He never went to Vegas. He didn't go off top. So we watched the fight. We doing everything, watching the fight, having a good time. We was hanging out, some female. They was hanging out, everybody chilling and just having a good time, And then he got just like a gang of homies, gang of homegirls, and then it's like, then he had the Nextel back then. Remember the motherfucker? Yeah. I don't know what kind of Nextel he had, but he had to go that whatever it was hitting him all the way from what was going on from Vegas. Wow. So they was like, we could hear it, and then he started getting calls, and they was telling him that Tupac got and da-da-da-da-da, this, that, and this. So Snoop, I kicked everybody out. Get the out of here, everybody, get out of here. And then he took off. That's when he went to Vegas to go see him. to get out there to see what was going on. And
Now here's where things start looking real shady. Suge started throwing serious shade at Snoop, questioning why he was carrying a walkie-talkie the night Pac was shot. And Suge was basically hinting that Snoop might have known something was going down and wasn't trying to stop it.
Only way you have a radio if you was at the fight with us and you had a security detail. Now, not having a security detail, what are you doing with the radio?
But that wasn't the only bomb Suge dropped. He also brought up how Snoop and Daz Dillinger were on a track with Pac's alleged shooter, DeAndre Smith, and how Snoop supposedly told Daz to stay in LA on the night of September 7, 1996. And just when you thought it couldn't get crazier, Suge claimed that Snoop straight up lied about getting kicked out of the hospital when he supposedly went to visit Pac after he was shot. Warren G said Snoop told him he was on the way to the hospital, but according to Suge, Snoop never showed up, not once. On top of that, as soon as Pac was gone and Suge was locked up, Snoop wasted no time jumping on Diddy's side. Just months after Pac's death, Snoop appeared on the Steve Harvey Show with Diddy, talking about ending the East Coast West Coast beef. And let's be real, the timing of that move was super suspect.
Well, wait a minute, fellas here. Hold up. You know, I know all about this East Coast, West Coast rivalry thing here, but we in Chicago now. This rivalry stuff, we gotta stop it, man. We stop that, we stop a lot of this violence. Now, whether y'all like it or not, y'all role models, and your music affect a lot of people, and you need to start considering yourself examples to these young people. If either one of you wants to use Steve Hightower's music and sample it, then I want to see a little East Coast, West Coast love up in here.
Yo, Steve, check this, man. All that East Coast, West Coast stuff is a bunch of media hype. It's been my dog from day one, you know what I'm saying? It's all good between me and him. That's my peoples.
For real, that's what we came here for. We came here to light it up and ride it up. We make music for everybody.
So all this recent drama surrounding Snoop got fans questioning everything they thought they knew about him. With Suge's accusations about Snoop's alleged involvement in Tupac's death and Snoop's close friendship with Diddy, people are really starting to wonder where Snoop's true loyalties lie. And the fact that Snoop keeps denying everything while still keeping his positions in the industry and getting all these big gigs, from carrying the torch at the Olympic Games last summer to that bizarre Super Bowl ad with Tom Brady.
Have you seen this new advert attempting to tackle anti-Semitism?
I hate you because we're from different neighborhoods.
I hate you because you look different.
I hate you because I don't understand you.
I hate you because people I know hate you.
I hate you because I think you hate me.
Because I need someone to blame.
Because you talk different.
Because you act different.
Because you're just different. Then I hate that things are so bad that we have to do a commercial about it.
Me too.
The ad was funded by the Foundation to Combat Anti-Semitism, an organisation who claim their mission is to educate and empower people to stand up against Jewish hate and all hates. But critics have pointed out that the FCAS has a history of equating criticism of Israel and Zionism with anti-Semitism, and that this is yet another example of Israeli propaganda.
So with everything that's been happening lately, fans are now seriously starting to wonder if Suge Knight was onto something when he talked about the rumored secret society that Snoop is supposedly a part of. But what's your take on all this? Do you think Snoop was really involved in Tupac's death, or is Suge just trying to create chaos? And how do you feel about those secret society rumors? Drop your thoughts in the comments and don't miss out on this next video.